Hi, Heather.
Hi, Dan.
Just taking a swig of coffee, yeah?
Busted.
Just try to stay awake by the look of it.
A little bit, yes.
We did have a quick preamble before we pressed record, and you've been lugging stones around the island, apparently.
Yeah. Okay, so my husband lugged the stones from the boat to the washing spot, and then I lugged the stones from the washing spot into the sauna. So our sauna now has stones, which means it works.
80 kilos worth of sauna
80
stones.
kilos worth of stones, yes.
Wow, that's going to be either a very hot sauna or it's absolutely massive.
No, it's a nice size. We had to do a preheat or a pre-fire, so before you put the stones in, so that if there's any like flaky bits of metal or something, and test that the chimney draws and all that sort of stuff. So chimney draws and no bad smells of hot metal, which was good. Next weekend, touch fingers, touch wood, all of that, we get to do a proper test.
So your weekend has been spent at your cabin again, then?
Yes.
But not as relaxed as you'd like.
Not as relaxed. No, I mean, it's all of a sudden lots of stuff's coming together and it's very exciting, but yeah, not so relaxing.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
So what have you been up to?
Let's do things in chronological order.
Okay.
So, on Thursday, I went to see HJK versus Motherwell. Now, this was in the Conference League. It's a European game, and it's the third tier of European competition. So, at the moment, it's entry-level games. So, this is like the pre-qualifying for the tournament. So, all the countries that don't have great standards of football, their teams enter at this level. But Motherwell, last season, nearly won the league. They lost it on the last game of the season, so they're quite a big club in Scotland at the moment.
So they got demoted?
No. They nearly won the league.
Okay.
They were nearly champions of Scotland, but they lost against who became the champions on the last game.
Then they have to start all over again and work up.
Well, yeah, the season has just restarted again in Scotland, so yes, they have to.
I really don't understand football at all.
It's the same as every other sport. You have a season, and then at the end of the season, you start from scratch again.
Yes, but then with all these leagues, I have... Anyway, all right, yes.
Do you need me to compare it to Aussie rules or something?
No.
It's the same as Aussie rules, but without rugby goalposts, and you're not allowed to kick each other and punch each other like Aussie rules.
I know what football is, but leagues make leagues are things in the sea. 20,000.
If you're in the top league, in Scotland at least, only one team automatically goes down, and then the team just above them play off against the team who are second in the second league to see who's in the top division the next season. Anyway,
I need a diagram for this.
Maybe I'll give you a basics of football episode, but I'll have to relate it to Hellsinki teams so that it's relevant to the podcast.
Is there a dummies for football book I can buy?
Hundreds of them, but it doesn't mean you'll understand it.
True.
You're going to need to come to a HJK game with me and I can explain as it goes along.
Okay, all right.
Maybe we need to do that. Or maybe I'll take you to a lower league game and then I can explain the league structure to you.
Better, yes.
Okay, so I went to HJK Motherwell. The first half was really dull. Second half, Motherwell got a debatable penalty and scored it. Then Teemu Pukki comes on. My son is sitting next to me saying, Pukki's passed it, this is going to ruin it. I forgot to remind him that European competition is where Pukki excels. So he comes on, takes the ball down, and with his second kick, straight in the goal, 1-1, which was the final score.
Okay.
So now, because this is this kind of competition, this week, so tomorrow when this podcast goes out, they will be playing away at Motherwell in the second leg of the game.
Okay, so they have to pay each other twice.
They do, home and away.
And then is it best of two?
Yes. If it's a draw at the end of full time, it will have an extra 30 minutes, and then there will be penalties to decide who goes through.
All right, now we're talking foreign language. Okay, so far so good. Yep.
If HJK do get through, they'll be playing Freiburg, who are a German team in the next round, and they're very good, so they won't get past that.
You never know. You have to live in hope.
Anyway, that was my pre-weekend thing. Then on Friday and Saturday, I was at Hellsinki Metal Festival.
So how was Hellsinki Metal?
Let me compare it to Tuska, because we did that a few weeks ago, or I did that a few weeks ago and talked about it with you. Tuska's quite light-hearted. There's a lot of people who go there who aren't metalheads.
Okay.
This, I felt, was much more of a proper metal festival. Everyone there was in black. Everyone was a metalhead. I don't know, it felt like the crowd were more passionate about the real metal that was going on.
Okay.
I enjoyed it, I have to say. With Tuska, I didn't know what to expect. I hadn't been in that scene, I hadn't done it. But now, as a seasoned pro...
After one concert, yeah, all right. Yep.
well, festival. But,
Festival.
yeah, I felt more relaxed. I felt it was a bit easier. I actually only did one interview. So on the Friday, I only saw a couple of bands. On Friday, I saw Black Label Society, who are fronted by Zakk Wylde, who was the guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne for a long time.
Cool name.
And then I saw Moiza, who are a band who are from Chile and Argentina. Alongside being a metal band, they're also a Native American band. So they're playing native drums and things like that as well. It's super cool.
That sounds very cool.
And I got a lot of good pictures of them as well. So that was all. I only saw the two bands on the Saturday. I was taking it easy because I thought I'd have quite a few interviews on the Saturday originally. It didn't turn out that way, but I did see a lot of bands on the Saturday. And I read an article a few weeks ago that said, don't rush about at festivals, try and catch whole sets by bands. Don't try and catch everything, try and really focus on a few bands that you really want to see.
I've read that advice also.
It seemed to work. I saw the whole set by Jotun, who were the band I also interviewed. They are from Denmark and the singers from the Faroe Islands.
Right.
I got them down for my 80 bands around the world. I interviewed the guitarist, and that was a good set. Then I saw an Icelandic band called Misbruming. That's how it's spelt anyway. It's got a letter that isn't in the English alphabet, so I'm not 100% sure how it's pronounced. I should work out how it's pronounced when I do it for the music podcast, at least. Otherwise, I'll get a lot of negative feedback.
For sure.
They were proper fake blood all over clothes, that kind of image.
Okay. Nice.
Good fun to watch, less fun for the ears in my case.
Okay.
Then I did the interview. Then I saw Paradise Lost, who are a UK band who formed way back in 1988. I have to be honest, I've known about them for years and years, but I've never seen them. A bit dull from the frontman, performance-wise, but for the first time in years and years and years, I got a photo pit pass from here on. So I was right at the front taking pictures, and I've forgotten how much I enjoy it.
Okay.
So yeah, I was taking pictures at the front. Good band, I like their music. The frontman seemed to be deliberately standing at the back of the stage when the photographers were there, so they couldn't get a good shot of him. And then after the photographers clear after 3 songs, he moved to the front of the stage.
Interesting.
But I did get some good pictures of them, and I was enjoying being back in the pit again. Then I caught a bit of a Swedish band called Tungsten. It was their first trip to Finland. There was sort of symphonic metal. Great stage show, great outfits and things, but just not my kind of music.
Yep.
And then Eluveitti. They're a folk metal band, but strangely they didn't seem to play folk and metal at the same time. They were interesting, good pictures from them, and then the headliners were Opeth, Swedish progressive metal band, and I love my prog, so for me, they were always the band I wanted to see. And they were fantastic, absolutely amazing, and I got some real killer shots, picture-wise, for that as well.
Nice. Okay, venue.
The venue was the Ice Hall and Surround, so Nordis.
Okay, yep.
So there were 2 stages next to each other outside, and they were also using the Ice Hall as the third venue, which meant they could go on an hour later. So the inside finished at 1 a.m, but the outside had to finish by midnight for curfew reasons.
Yeah.
Well laid out, really easy to move. I do love that as a sort of venue when the Ice Hall's combined. It's nice to be able to get out of the sun if it's a bit hot and sort of move around a bit. So inside where the third stage is, there's also a wrestling ring. And they had 3 wrestling matches per day as well. I didn't see any of those, I have to say. Wrestling's not necessarily my thing, but...
Why?
It was very popular. Seemed like there was a lot of people there. Just a fun other thing. I think each festival has a quirk, and that's probably the Hellsinki Metal Festival quirk.
That's a major quirk. And talking of festivals, I noticed they've started setting up for Flow, because, of course, Flow is coming up. Actually, it starts 2 days after this episode goes out.
It does. It does. I'm not going this year. I've been 5 or 6 times, possibly more. But yeah, I've been to Flow a lot. But anyway, yeah, it had that. But I could hear the wrestling very well from up in the press room, so I didn't necessarily need to see it. But overall, a really good festival. As I say, I love the site. Sort of round the outside of the ice hall, there was one side that had tattooists.
Oh, as in real ink, not
Yeah,
fake
yeah,
ink.
yeah. No, real tattooists, because metalers have all got tattoos. In fact, when I interviewed the band from Denmark, this Jotun, I said, "You're the only band I've seen on stage at a metal gig that don't have any tattoos. What's going on?"
And do they roll up their sleeves and go, wrong?
No, no, he said, I'm not into that, and I've never decided what I would want if I did have a tattoo, so,
Okay, yeah.
yeah. He said, we're more about the music than the image. I disagree, because their frontman had this big hooded cloak on and looked amazing, but
Okay, that's image for
that's
sure.
image, but I think the rest of the band were less into the image thing. They were just playing music because they love playing music. But yeah, it was a good experience. I'll certainly go there again if I have the opportunity. And great to be back in the pit taking photos again. I forgot how much I missed it and how much I love doing that. See, I went there on Friday, having taken some terrible pictures at Cullio Block Party the previous week, thinking I don't know how to use a camera anymore. And I played about with the settings a bit, and everything's back to normal again now. So I've remembered where the settings are for everything. I won't go into detail because it will just be boring. But yeah,
You've got your camera mojo back.
I have. Yes. So, upcoming events, so that I get to use the camera a lot more. Tomorrow, Thursday, there is Indie Espa, which is a couple of indie bands playing on Espan Lava.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, Jukka Tolonen and his Ramblin' Jazz Quartet are playing at Espa. Do you know who Jukka Tolonen is?
Name's vaguely familiar, but...
Legendary Finnish guitarist, formed the band Tasavallan Presidenti.
Oh, yes.
Also played on a couple of the Wigwam albums, so very big in prog in the late 60s, early 70s. He's been playing jazz and everything, but I started looking him up to find out a bit more background about him before we were recording, and he's got quite a colourful history. He stabbed his girlfriend back in the early 2000s and ended up in prison for something else as well, and he's now a born-again Christian and playing a lot of Christian music and stuff, but he's doing a proper jazz set with this quartet next Friday, or this Friday, at Espa, so I've seen him play with Wigwam once, when Wigwam did their 50th anniversary tour. Then on Saturday we've got Koiso Rock, that's out in Vantaa.
Oh, Corso. Okay, sorry, I misheard.
Well, it's called Koiso Rock, but it is
It
it's
is
sort
called
of,
Koiso Rock.
yeah,
Okay.
but it's sort of
All
on the
right.
border of Vantaa, and it's sort of the closest field to the airport, and that's a free festival with lots of up and coming bands and a couple of more established ones headlining. I've been there once before, and it's rather good.
Cool.
But also, non-music related, Thursday to Sunday we have the Melku World Championships.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm going to try and get along to that.
Where are they?
That I haven't found out yet, because their website is a little bit vague. But I'm hoping to pop along to see a little bit of that at some stage if I can, because I think that will be quite interesting.
You know what else is happening Thursday to Sunday?
Tell me.
The Floating Boat Show.
Ah, right.
That's in Lautassaari,
Right.
and there's boats floating.
Well, no, hang on. Let me stop you there. It's a floating boat festival. Wouldn't it be a bit crap if it was a non-floating boat festival?
Okay, so here's the thing. Helsinki's boat show, and actually all of the European boat shows are held in winter in halls. And so you go into the hall and you walk around and you're actually underneath the boat and you climb onto it. Now you actually get to experience the boat in its, I would want to say, natural environment, proper environment. And so most of the boat manufacturers and resellers, retailers bring their boats to Lautassaari so people can check them out. But usually Land Rover are there, and they have have you seen this? They have the Land Rover that drives up the platform and then down the platform, this sort of four-wheel drive test.
Right.
So you get to do that as well.
Okay.
And then, of course, all the associated side bits, so life jackets and boat equipment and et cetera, et cetera.
All the boring stuff that you actually need.
Yeah, the important stuff.
Yeah, but still boring. But
Anchors.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah. Okay. Are you going to be heading to that?
Maybe. I think I might. Sunday the 9th was Moomin Day.
Right.
And Moomin page has had, or the fan page has had for a while, a Find Your Inner Moomin quiz. And they have revamped the quiz. And so now it's a better quiz. So I did the Moomin quiz. I'm apparently Moomin Mama, which
I was going to say I thought that would probably be you, if I'm honest.
okay, thank you. Because earlier when I did it, I was a hativati. You know, the little mushrooms that live in the forest.
I think that's probably going to be me if I do it, or I'm going to be the big angry black one. That I can't. Oh, grey one.
Mörke,
Yeah,
who's just misunderstood.
but sounds like me. I wonder if Taria Hallinan got Moomin Mama.
She should have. I mean, she is like the primum. Yes. Anyway, enough on that.
She's never going to come on this podcast. That's the third time I've mentioned it since we started.
Probably not. But we will have plenty to chat about before we start talking about Comfy.
Absolutely.
Or introduce Comfy.
Absolutely. Well, have a good week, everyone, and Heather. And we'll be back next week.
Okay,
Thanks, Heather.
Thanks, Dan.